welcome in the house.
No. I cut down like 5 or 6 dead pines over there. Over, just on the other side of the wires. Oh, a couple big ones, a few small ones. One elm, I put a nice, real solid chunk of elm in the garage by the stove. Standing there dead.
Stove's still warm.
Yeah, it's still warm. see that coming. Yikes. Cut right through the hinge like a dummy. Yeah. This would be in the this is not what to do section. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dirt Grease Outdoor Peace. We've got a end of a really nice day here. I think it warmed up to about 38 degrees. The sun was out, but it's just one of those March days where it feels like spring when you're in the sun and winter when you're in the shade, and you can really see that by all the snow that's out here. And everywhere else that the sun has hit is melting down nice. But I was just trying to take advantage of the nice weather today and come out and cut a few trees that I've been thinking about. And we got a big storm coming tomorrow. We're supposed to get 5 or 6 inches, and the deer have been around the house quite a bit lately, and so this is a good time to drop some of these. There's a couple of white pine that I selected out of there. They had split tops. They were close together. One of them had a rotten spot on the bottom, and just wanted to go through and try to select out some trees that can go and get a little more sunlight in the ground in this area and get some more browse and some small trees growing. And these I'm going to start cutting some of these maple that are right on the edge of this field. The ones that are crooked are the bigger ones that are dying off, and this is a perfect time of year to cut because the deer are going to come in and browse the tops off of these trees, and they need the food right now. And so it's a good browse for them, and it's especially if we get a bunch of snow tomorrow, and then we're supposed to get more snow throughout the week next week. The deer can come up with with all the snow on the ground and still be able to get some good food. And this woody browse is what they seek a lot of time during the year, but especially this time of year when there's not a lot of other green source. Yeah, in the beginning of the video, I was just cleaning up some of the soft maple and some of the other stuff I had down on there, and just kind of picking that up, just getting warmed up a little bit. And, and I was trying to be careful with that, where that big ash was tangled up in those other trees, but I guess I should have looked at how that dead pine was keeping that ash from coming down, because luckily I could tell right away when I started cutting that pine that it was the way it was separating, and just lucky that I saw that thing coming towards me before it got too late. And luckily I got wearing my hard hat and that, so you always got to be careful running the chainsaw. Running the chainsaw is dangerous. There's always something that's trying to get you. So I'm always looking up, always trying to inspect the crown of the tree, you know, looking for a hanger, looking for the lean, and yeah, just trying to be careful, because you could easily get hurt doing this stuff. And yeah, so I'm just definitely gonna cut that one. That's gonna be a lot of browse for the deer. Gonna cut that one, and then maybe that multi-trunk maple there, and maybe one of the branches on that other tree down there. But yeah, I just thought it was a beautiful evening, and sun's getting down, but it's it's nice to have the sun. But yeah, it's still really cold. It's if I didn't say it at the beginning, it's March 9th today, and it feels like March today. You see the sun, and it's, you know, spring feels like it's right around the corner, but the air is cold, and like I said, in the shade it's cold, and the snow hasn't really melted at all in the shade. It's still powdery. So yeah, before it gets too late, I'm gonna get cutting on this one, and thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, please take a minute and hit the like button. Click subscribe. Yeah. If you can find that, you can click on it, but you probably won't be able to find that. You might be able to find subscribe. Click on that one. Also, there's a lot of people that are watching on TVs, and you can click the like button. I know on we have a Vizio. If you click the center button or the OK button, it'll bring up the timeline of the video and the title. And if you go up and over to the right, you'll see the thumbs up button. So even if you're watching on the TV, please make sure you hit the like button if you like the video, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I think it's frozen. Yeah, this chain is sharp. That was a soft maple, and I think with the temperature swells with the weather lately, that all the sap in that tree was frozen, and that's why it was so hard to cut. But I did I did the face cut, and then I went in and did a bore cut and set my hinge width, and that prevents the tree from barber chairing or splitting up. Because if you did your face cut and then you came in from the back and you were trying to race up to your face cut, the tree would already start to go because it had such a lean to it, and the tree could split and barber chair and come back and get you. So anything that's leaning, I always try to go in and bore cut and set my hinge width, which they usually say is about 10% of the diameter. And I didn't do a very big face cut on that. And then once you get your bore cut done and set your hinge, and then you can either cut towards the back, or you can get the saw out of there and then cut in from the back and release the tree. But yeah, that went pretty well, and that is gonna be a lot of deer browse, and the deer are gonna be all over that. All the buds on the end of it, and all these branches with the buds and the nice tender browse on the edge of that. And You can see how goofy the top is on this thing. It was leaning out into the field, and the top was real goofy. It was never going to be a you know, it's never going to be a star of a tree, really. But yeah, look at all those buds. Now the deer are going to come in here tonight and just hammer this thing. And if we get snow on top of that, this will give them some good food that'll be above ground. They can come in here and browse on that. It hasn't been a tough winter by any means, but they really seek this food, and this is good good protein for them. And the buds are nice and tender. But they'll strip all these, like they'll start out here and they'll start browsing this back, and they'll browse everything back to about a 1/4 inch diameter. And then even the probably even the rabbits and stuff will come out here and chew the bark off of it. But I'm out of gas. I was hoping to cut some more trees. You can see the sun's getting pretty low. It's getting colder. I think I will save this for next week, or depending on the weather, next time. There is a multi-trunk maple there that can come down. I think even that small white pine there has a goofy top in it that could come down. And then I'll probably bring a bigger saw and work on that multi-trunk. Yeah, this is where there's one of our hunting shacks in the background. And this is my field out here where I put some small food plots in. I'm actually letting the bottom of the field grow and come back in with, you can see all the small poplars coming up down there. The neighbors they hunt real close to the edge, and it's like during the daylight the deer don't really feel all that comfortable being out here, so we're trying to let the edges grow back up. And this year I might even disc up a section and plant a plot screen. And so yeah, this is our little field over here, and just trying to improve things for the wildlife. And like this big section of pines here, I'd like to go through here and thin all that out. I'd like to get some native grasses and forbs growing up in the understory there. I'm even thinking about some of these big pines on the edge, the ones that aren't, you know, nice and straight and single trunk like that. That big one there has a split top in it, so I'll probably take that down. And this time of year, while it's cold or even while it's frozen, I'll drop this stuff out in the field, and then in the spring or early summer I'll come out with the excavator and clean all this stuff up. And even these big maples here, I hate to cut them. There's a little bit of firewood in there, but this side of the field, you can see the sun setting in the west, and this is this way is the south. This side of the field doesn't get much sun, and it's always real wet. And of all the places I'd like to grow something, I'd like to grow more food up here on this side, away from the neighbor's property. And it's just wet and it's shaded, so I'm trying to improve the habitat here for the animals. And I hate to cut those big trees, but not only are they dying, they're not doing anything for the wildlife. So